We're back with another video. Listen, let's talk about some stuff. I have a lot of questions, a lot of stuff to put in your head, a lot of stuff to think about, okay? In terms of the new DLC, what's to come, also kind of, I made some graphs. I did some counting about all the different types of ports, okay? So let's just get right into it, okay? Let's just get right into it. I got a whole list over here, too, of stuff, all right? Let's go through it. So first, I went through the map. This is a new started thing. Literally, I think this is day one right here. As you can see, I have nothing. And I went through and I pretty much went through every single kingdom and said, how many town ports do you have? How many castle ports do you have? And how many village ports do you have? Pretty much seeing, like, where are they going to land in terms of, like, you know, water superiority, right? So without further ado, let's check out the graph. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy right there. All right, look. We got Azurai, Botania. I should just put Botania. I put an N right there. It is what it is. Kazay, Sturgia, Vlandia, and then all the empires. I didn't want to put them together because together they are kind of menacing. I'm not going to lie to you. But I just split them up because, you know, they would be kind of split up, you know, in the game as well. But, let's go through it. So green is for town, blue is for castle, and yellow is for village. And as you can see right away, we only have one castle. And it is this one that low-key it did, what's it called? No, not this right here. It's this right here. It did bait me. You can't actually, like... By the way, we're going to do a whole video in camera or picture mode, like you guys said in the comments. I have not forgotten about you. But... this right here, this is the only castle with a port, and it has a crazy, like, staircase. Now, if you go into the actual game mode, like, you can't actually go down the staircase or go over here. It is in the area that, like, turns red and tells you to turn back, right? But I'm pretty sure in camera mode, you can probably get there. But this is actually the only castle with a dock. Kind of crazy. You would think some of the castles, like, over here, kind of over, like, these castles, right? This castle, this castle. But then again, it's not too close to the water, so it kind of also makes sense, right? But back to the graph. If we look at it, again, Azurai has the most towns. 3 towns. Let's go over here. So Azurai, if towns are the most, like, let's say town ports are, like, the best, right? Which they have to probably be, right? I'm pretty sure not a village port is not going to be just as strong as a town port. But a town port, right now, Azurai is in the lead. They got Razi right over here. That's what it looks like. Quasira? And Sanala. Look at that. And look at their village ports. They're kind of beefy. They're kind of it's bigger than the damn village. I'm just saying. All right. Listen. Now if we go back to the graph, as we can see, but in terms of villages, Sturgia is number 1. But not by far, because Azurai Loki has 5 villages. That's what I'm saying. They're kind of strong. They're really, really strong right now. Sturgia does have more villages, though, only by 1. And they only also have 1 town. Wait, where is it right here? Yeah, right here. They only have 1 town, though, unfortunately. So if we go back up here, we can see their 1 town is this right here, Vornopol. And then their villages. Listen, I counted this as a village. By the way, I did want to point this out. It has a dock. I know. Well, how are they going to get it over there? They can use, like, the logs. You know, in the Viking episode? The logs. Like they were like, how are we going to get our ships from this river to that river? Or was it, like, a higher elevation? I don't remember the full storyline. But they put the logs on the ground. They put the ships on the logs, and they rolled the logs. Right? This will have to produce ships. It just has to. I think so. I believe so. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's my theory. But yeah, you got, that's the second one right there. Third. Or the rest. Fourth right here. Fifth. And sixth. All right. And then for the Azrai, since they have 5, let me just point those out as well. All pretty much next to the towns as well. So, first one. Where are they? Second one. Third one. Fourth one. And then 5th one. All right. And then, surprisingly, an underdog, I think, in my opinion, is the Western Empire. 2 towns. It's second to Azra. They have nothing else. They have nothing else. Don't get it twisted. But Loki, them having 2 towns is kind of crazy. Because they only take up this region right over here. So them having... I don't want to get caught by like a bandit right here. I should probably get into the town. Hold on. Let me get into the town. No, because town's going to make a lot of noise. Never mind. Alright, but if you think about it, the Western Empire, it has so little water, but it has 2 towns. Pretty strong. Pretty strong. And also, again, these guys right here also have a lot. They, like, for example, if Sturgia was to go to war with Northern Empire over the seas, because if you think about it, since the seas are opening up, whenever we have wars, they'll be in the sea. You know what I mean? Like, they'll cross over this. You won't, like, think about it. You won't have to go, like, around like this whenever there's a war between these guys. This is open now. So, low-key, the advantage that, for example, if you think about it, the advantage that Sturgia, well, not really Sturgia, because they always got whooped. But the advantage, for example, that Azrai had is they're always untouched, pretty much. Because the only way you can attack them is from here or from here. But with the opening of, like, travel through the water, this strategic advantage, low-key, kind of dissipates. It kind of, you know what I mean? Like, it's no more choke points. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy. Think about that. Just think about that. Just think about that. Think about it. You know what I mean? What else do we got? So that's the bar graph, pretty much. Those are the fun. Oh, and by the way, Britannia. Oh, yeah, Britannia and the Khazaits are the worst off. So the Khazaits, they got 1 village. I think it's right over here. Where is it? Yeah, this is the 1 village. Brother, they got what? They got a rowboat. We're cooked. All right. And then it's kind of poetic justice too. But to be honest with you, they should have came in last. But you know who comes in last? Oh, baby. Britannia. You know what I mean? But at least they got like a what do you call this? They got like, they can play like make-believe in this. They could cross this now, right? No, they probably can't because they still have no docks on here. But like, it's just like, it looks cool. But they have no water control at all. They're 0-0-0. It's cooked. It's over. See you later. You know what I mean? L. Big L. You know, they took the biggest L. Ugh. But that brings me to my next point. They're going to have to open up more ports. This right here, because if you think about it, what's it called? Sturgia being a second to Azrai. By the way, Azrai being first is still a surprise to me. But Sturgia being second to Azrai, you have to think about it. The Nords will be added, and they will be, if you think about it, Sturgia plus the Nords, if they team up, that's a scary sight on the seas. Because here's my thing. When the Nords get introduced, and we're about to go over the, this right over here, and kind of like similarities to the map, right? This is where we're going to transition to. But if you think about it, the Nords, what I think is going to happen, the Nords will focus, like their main focus, like kind of like cultural bonus-wise. Let's go over cultural bonuses real quick, right? Let's go over here.
Questions and answers time. Will you be able to choose the Nords culture? Yes, you will. When you start a new playthrough in...
Over here, so this is what you're talking about. When you start a new culture, obviously they have 2 bonuses and 1 negative.
War sales. The Nords will be available alongside the other factions. They will also come with their own unique culture.
See? 2 bonuses in the green, 1 negative. Now, my suspicion, since we are getting, right over here, we're also getting, stop moving. We're going to get another row right here of aquatic type skills. 3 of them. is going to be like one that's kind of like a scouting type of skill, I think. One's probably going to be like a tactics, and I think one's going to be like kind of like shipbuilding-esque. I think that those are going to be the three slash engineering, you know. And I think Loki, I think they're gonna make some engineering changes to the perk trees, because I think they're probably gonna make some changes that will probably include some of the aquatic ones as well. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Maybe as the game progresses further on, maybe. But they are adding 3 new skills, and obviously those all come out with perks. Now, my suspicion is, obviously, since those are all aquatic, since it's getting added with this DLC with the Nords are gonna have cultural bonuses that are going to be aquatic based. You know, I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to sail the seas faster, not be affected by the weather as much. You know what I mean? And as a negative, I'm guessing probably their land is going to suck in some way. You know what I mean? Something like that. So, and again, once they get added with, if you put them together with Sturgia has all the villages, and as we're about to check right now, we can kind of see by the map where the Nords are going to get added. They're going to have towns, you know? So it's like, again, they team up. It's a scary sight on the seas. But now let's move on to, what's it called? The trailer, pretty much. So this is the trailer, right? And these are kind of like little screenshots. So where is this on the map? Let me show you. It is right over here. But there are some map changes that happened. I don't know why it doesn't let me like zoom in. So this is where we are on the map. You gotta like get on the right. Alright, so if we go back to here, see these 2 mountains, and then you got 2 at the tip right over here, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then you have like this land strip. So it's pretty much, these are the 2 formations, the 2 big mountains. These are the 2 at the tip. And then this land right here, by what the trailer shows. Now, I don't know if this is a direct depiction of what's going to be in the game, or is it like more a cinematic version of what it's going to look like, right? Because the whole thing was very cinematic, the trailer. So, this right over here, this landmass, it gets cut. Yo, listen, buddy. You're not the star of the show right here, all right? This landmass is going to get cut. It's going to get thinner. Very much thinner. I don't think this is even going to be over here no more. It's going to get much thinner. And then, for some reason, if you look right over here, it kind of like, I think those are just the clouds. I might be tripping a little bit. But, pretty much, right over here, they're going to add another island. So, islands is going to be added right over here. And this big mass right over here, here's the thing. I'm not sure if this big mass is going to get moved over here, or if this is going to get elongated all the way this way. Because if you think about it, this is like where the Vlandians are at. This is where the Sturgians are at right now. Right? If we go by towns, Ustokal Castle is right over here. This is Ustokal Castle. This right here is right over here, Ostikon. So, this map right over here, they're going to add another island. Which obviously they're going to add some more islands. And then again, I don't know what this mass is. If we even keep going, it's like by how thick it is. Alright? I think it is... Okay, it's getting kind of confused. It's this, in my opinion. But then again, this is really thick. You know what I mean? There's gonna be some map changes. They're gonna make some stuff smaller, some stuff bigger. They're gonna add a lot more land mass. Okay, but with that being said, oh, and also this island. The only thing close to this island that I have found, and unless I'm wrong, you let me know, is this right here. Is it this one? No, it's this one right here. This one right here. You can't even like reach it like that. It's this one. If you look at it, right over here. It looks the closest to it. It has the ridge right here on this side. It has kind of like the circular formation on the side. I think it will be changed around a little bit. These rocks will be taken out. This will be added, and then there goes your town right over. I mean your village right over here. I might be tripping, but this is the closest thing on the map that looks to this. Okay, that's what I found. Yeah. And what else do we got? Oh, I also want to talk about this area right over here. We might end it on this area right over here. I might make this a part 2. Listen, there's a lot to talk about, okay? There's a lot to talk about. This right over here. All right, let's talk about this. So obviously we're gonna get a lot of stuff added right over here at the top. That's obviously the Nord's faction, but everybody's gonna get kind of like okay. Well, I don't know if everybody. By the way, I forgot one last thing over here that we should talk about. You can kind of see by the patterns right over here of like if you really squint the boats that are going past like where the trade routes are gonna be, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get water caravans, right? Water caravans, like trade ships, right? So, or maybe the caravans will have their own ship. I don't know how that's going to work. I think we're going to get trade ships. It makes sense to get trade ships, right? And like as you can see, they're going to go back and forth this direction. So it kind of shows to me, and this is my theory, that this is why I think they're going to open up a lot more ports for other, what do you call it? Like, I feel like since we see no ports over here at all, by what we see over here, you see how the town, you can kind of see how this town right here, it looks like it's not on the mountain now. It's actually closer to the water. So I think this town will become a port. A town with a port. You know what I mean? It's going to get moved down. And as you can see right over here, you see this castle? Again, you gotta squint. This castle looks a lot more on the water in this, what do you call it? In this video. So it's gonna be very, very interesting to see how exactly, how much we're gonna get added to the map. You know what I mean? But with that being said, let me end it right there for you. I got a lot more ideas. I'm probably gonna make a part 2 now that I think about it. Don't want to keep these videos like, too long. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you what you got from the video, and let me know what other theories you might have, okay? And I might add it to the next video. All right, I'll see you in the next one.